The first thing that catches your eye when you launch Absolution is the amazing technical component. This primarily concerns the graphic beauties of the Glacier Engine 2, which made it possible to draw stunning character models, high-quality object textures and mesmerizing background landscapes. Yes, the game came out 6 years after Blood Money and simply had to look better than its predecessor, but it looks quite good by modern standards. Along with the graphic component, the level of production has clearly grown. All pre-rendered intros look like fragments from some Hollywood action movies of the 90s. And they let us know this immediately with a cascade of 2 aesthetically pretentious introductory cutscenes, first from the face of 47, and then from Diana, and a stylishly designed main menu. All this immediately sets you in the right mood and makes it clear in what key the story will move. I remind you that you are the RTV Gaming channel and we are starting. Talking about the plot this time will be a little more detailed, as the project puts a lot of emphasis on the story being told. After the events of Blood Money, the 47th returns to the agency, but now Benjamin Travis works as its coordinator, and Hitman's old colleague, Diana, appears before us in the first task on the other side of the barricades, in the form of a target. Travis informs 47 that Diana has betrayed the agency and must be eliminated. And the betrayal lies in the theft of a girl named Victoria, who is extremely important for the organization. Finding Diana, the agent carries out the sentence and, after talking with the bleeding former coordinator, makes her a promise to take care of Victoria. Having abruptly changed sides and thrown the employer, 47th is drawn into a long adventure, where literally every living soul in the United States will turn against him. 47th immediately surprises with its emotionality. Yes, compared to ordinary people, he is still just as impassive and gloomy here, but against the background of himself in the previous parts of the series, the killer becomes much softer and more alive. I only welcome such humanization of heroes, although it is worth noting that it all looks strange. A genetically bred unemotional and extremely pragmatic killer clone out of the blue suddenly becomes a caring friend. Of the positive aspects, it is also worth noting the increased level of staging and the overall cinematography of the game. Cutscenes look beautiful and competent direction is quite like a movie. Well, it would be foolish to argue with the fact that the plot of the game is replete with original scenes and bright, perfectly memorable characters. It is not surprising, because there is an elderly cowboy with an unrealistically giant wrestler in bodyguards, the slippery but charismatic new informant 47, and the Saints, whose images Marilyn Manson himself would later borrow for his video. But the Absolution scenario also has a bunch of minuses. The first of them is associated with all the same characters. Almost all of them are some kind of caricature. For example, after watching the excellent series Yellowstone, I looked more or less normal at Dexter, always walking around in cowboy paraphernalia. Although he, as a character, also has claims. But his partner is just a laugh. Designers have built us a natural monster, whose bloated physical condition does not fit with reality at all. I don't even know what confuses me more, the fact that this wrestler is so healthy, or the fact that, according to the developers, wrestling is real martial arts, and not staged acting. Separately, I note the attack of the Saints. This megapathos scene powerfully crashed into memory. It all looks beautiful, catchy, defiant, but, if you think a little about the essence of what is happening, it bursts into laughter. The International Contracting Agency hires a gang of girls in latex nuns to kill the world's most dangerous hitman. And it would be nice if they tried to seduce 47 and then stab him in the back, but no, they are just latex nuns, because, well, that's cool. Another drawback of the plot is the general trashiness of the action. Absolutely all the characters do some stupid things. Some less, some more. Even 47 himself was no exception. The brutal scene with the barcode being cut from the back of the head looks like a cold-blooded, repulsive, but at the same time mesmerizing spectacle with epic symbolism for the entire series. But just why did he cut him off? The gesture is beautiful, but meaningless and even harmful, unsanitary conditions, that's all. Why didn't he do the same at the end of the first part? when he was already leaving forever from the bloody business. As for the gameplay, if the game began to place more emphasis on story and cinematography, then it is quite logical that this should have affected its gameplay. Actually, it is. Absolution is full of spectacular chases and spectacular shootouts, generously flavored with the appropriate use of slow-mo. But what the game cannot be praised for in any way is the lack of a map, a normal detailed briefing before tasks, and a damn detection system. In general, the idea of its processing is fundamentally correct. The detection system simply needed to be changed, and the first attempt made in Blood Money was not successful, although it created a reserve for something interesting in the form of a recognition scale. The most important accusation against the game was rendering, and it must be admitted that it took place. It's no joke, linear levels appeared in Hitman, which could not but annoy and alert fans of the series, tempted by huge sandboxes. And those locations that were well-known open segments with the ability to construct your own ideal crime on your own were often inferior to the monstrous size of the maps from Blood Money. Otherwise, the game deliberately pushes you to go into conflict and arrange a shootout. It is not surprising, because someone diligently worked out the firing system from behind shelters, the good does not disappear. Summing up, I would like to say that if this game came out under the heading Absolution, without being tied to the Hitman series, I would even like it. It is full of memorable, albeit completely trashy moments, completely repulsed characters and dynamic gameplay. But as part of a series, this game doesn't work in almost any aspect. The masquerade has become an atavism, the levels have shrunk to claustrophobic proportions, the story is replete with some completely extravagant dialogues and situations, although in some places it tries to escalate pathos for some reason, and the ideas brought by Blood Money are shelved. That's all for me. I tried to be as objective as possible in evaluating Hitman, Absolution, and I hope that I at least partly succeeded in this. Be sure to tell us about your impressions of Absolution in the comments. What did you like or dislike the most about this game? Which scenes/missions/characters stick in your memory the most? I will be glad to read your comments.